Hi everyone, this is Shalmali and I'm back with the second webinar. Where in this webinar we are going to talk everything about LinkedIn, and I'm also going to tell you why is it a powerful tool. We are also going to discuss how you can build a LinkedIn profile. So yeah, let's get into it. Let me just share the PPT. All right, so before starting, let me just introduce myself. So basically, I'm Shanmili. I am the founder of Empathy for You and You Lead. Empathy for You is an organization that works in spreading awareness about mental health and suicide prevention, whereas You Lead is an organization for all the things leadership, entrepreneurship, innovation, and purpose. I'm also the youngest member to be chosen at the International Youth Council, where I carry out all the responsibilities. I handle all the tasks which are related to mental health. And I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm a social entrepreneur. I started with this initiative 2 years back, and I'm working currently with it. So yes, and today we're going to talk about LinkedIn, which is a powerful tool. I'm going to tell you why LinkedIn. I'm going to talk about why is it important to have a profile on LinkedIn, what you can do while having your profile on LinkedIn. All right, yeah. So this is a small agenda. So we're going to see why it is a powerful tool. We're going to see and understand the basic concepts of the basics profile, how to optimize your profile on LinkedIn. I'm going to tell you a content strategy for post engagement. I am also going to talk about how you can build your relationships online and personal branding through LinkedIn. Yes. So before starting, I would love to ask you all this question. How are you feeling these days? And by these days, I specifically mean how are you feeling since the pandemic has started? Because there has been a 360-degree shift change in whatever we do, and our routines and everything is suddenly changed now. Uh, in initially first few months we were supposed to sit at home, we were confined to one place, which is home, and suddenly after a few days, now that everything has started, your schools, colleges, your universities, your work, everything has started, we are now supposed to rush out and get to work. So there's a toll that is there on your mental health, emotional health, as well as your physical health, and that is why I've kept this question constant in all the workshops and webinars I conduct. How are you feeling these days? Do ask this question to yourself and do let me know how you feel. All right, so coming to the main important topic, like what is LinkedIn and why is it important? So before starting, I would love to tell a short story of mine of how I got my first job through LinkedIn. So when I came into my first year of graduation, I still wasn't knowing anything about LinkedIn. I was there on all the other social media sites, but I wasn't very active, or I wasn't even knowing. I didn't had a profile on LinkedIn. So basically, I have been fond of writing since my 12th grade itself. I started my own blog, and I somewhere got to know that the concept of freelance content writer exists, and that was a source of money. That was a source of my pocket money. So I wasn't knowing, like I was knowing that this could be done, but I wasn't knowing how could I apply and how can people select me as the freelance content writer. So then I came to LinkedIn. I then found the platform of LinkedIn. So I came there, I created my profile, but it was very unmatured. I started posting small write-ups of my the poems or the articles, and then I started getting views. I started getting more engagement. I started getting traffic to my profile, and from there, the recruiters got to me. So I got my first job through LinkedIn, and that was a freelance content writer. And I got my first job, and after that, in coming 3-4 months itself, I got my second job, I got my third job, I got my fourth job. So you won't believe, but in my first year of graduation, I was working as a freelance content writer for 8 different organizations. So that's a short story, and you might have understood like what is the main importance of LinkedIn. And here I've also noted down some important benefits of LinkedIn and why is it an important tool for your professional success. So first one is job recruiters and managers on LinkedIn. That is the most important thing. Like if you want a job, you go to LinkedIn. So that is the first most important thing. I mean, there's a connection, there's a correlation. Then your profile builds trust and credibility because what you put on your profile is going to be what you are. So might be working in this company, might be social service, might be awards, might be your contribution to something. So whatever you will be putting in your profile, so that's going to be your credibility. That's going to be what you are. It gives you networking opportunities and a lot of networking opportunities. I mean, if you want to grab one, I'm pretty sure that you're going to definitely lose the other one. So there are a headlock of networking opportunities on LinkedIn, and you will keep yourself up to date on job openings. So LinkedIn is called as a job search engine. So obviously you will be up to date on the job openings. The next, yeah, it's statistic time. So I'll just read it out loud for everyone. A whopping 87% of the recruiters find LinkedIn to be the most effective when vetting candidates during the hiring process, especially those under 45. I mean the 90%. So most of the candidates which are less than 45, age of 45, they are um, recruited through LinkedIn. So that is the power of LinkedIn. Yes. So now understanding the basics of LinkedIn profile. So what are the basics and how do you understand that? All right. So the first thing is SEO. The first thing is your headline. Yes. So the first thing is your headline. We have to see like why headline. All right. So the first thing is understanding the basics of LinkedIn. We're going to see why headline is important. I guess I lost my screen. I'll just share it once again. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we were talking about the basics of LinkedIn. So obviously the first thing that comes in picture is your headline. Your headline is going to bring the attention of the people. So your headline, it needs to be everything that you're doing. I mean, it needs to be short, but it also needs to contain what you are. For example, my headline. If you talk about my headline, I'm a social entrepreneur, I'm a writer, I am the founder of two different organizations. So I'm not just going to write founder at E4U. I'm not just going to write founder at something, something. So it has to be proper. It has to have everything that I am. So basically, what I have written as a headline is going to be founder at Empathy for You and You Lead. I have written social entrepreneur. I have written writer. I have written International Youth Council member because these are my achievements and this is something very important. This is tells me what I am. So everything needs to come on the headline. The second thing is about your summary. Summary is also very important. LinkedIn gives you a summary, but I don't think you should trust that summary because it doesn't contain everything that you are. So write your own summary, write it down first on your paper, give it certain checks, and then put it on LinkedIn because your summary plays a very important role. When you see the profile, when you get to know, okay, this is a person, you will just see the picture and you will just see the headline and a short of summary. So on that basis, the person is going to click on that and is going to come to your profile. So it's very important that your headline, your profile picture, we are going to talk about profile picture and your summary. It needs to be very important and up to the mark. Talking about profile picture, it needs to be very, very, very professional. I have seen someone putting the selfies as their profile picture. I've also seen people who have went on their vacations and putting the pictures from beach and putting the pictures from the mountains. So I just want to tell that LinkedIn is not your ideal or your normal social media site. LinkedIn is very professional, and you have to be professional when you are putting yourself out there. So it's very important to upload a professional photo, and that is very important. Now, coming to the experiences part. So you also have one thing which is called as experiences in your LinkedIn profile. So your experience is something that you're doing currently and something that you've already done. So for me, if I have to write down in my experiences, it will come as the member of International Youth Council. It will come as the founder of Empathy for Young You Lead. And while writing your experience, you also have something which is called as description. So I encourage everyone to write down the description too. Yes. So I encourage everyone to write down the description too, because that also plays an important role. People understand what you have done. Being a founder of Empathy for You, what do I do? Being a founder of You Lead, what do I do? So do write a description also when you write your experiences. The next is your certifications. Um, so about certifications, it totally depends upon you upon how many certifications you want to include and what type of certifications you want to include. For example, if you're searching for a job in social media, for example, a social media manager, then you're supposed to put certifications related to that. That is what I feel, and that is what I have done on my field. So I would suggest that. And then when it comes to endorsements, this is also an important part. But endorsements, I would not suggest for you to ask someone to for endorsement. Like, would you please endorse me? Would you please endorse me? I won't do that. Instead, I would say that people, those who have worked with you, if they feel like endorsing yourself, they'll do it by themselves. So that is again the important thing. All right. So this was the basics of LinkedIn. Now let's talk about how to optimize your profile on LinkedIn. Many a times I get this question asked. I get DMs, I get personal messages asking, ma'am, your profile is so good. How can we optimize the profile on LinkedIn? So here I've included some basic and some important points. So the first thing is create an SEO friendly profile. Now, what do you mean by SEO friendly profile? So SEO, it sounds difficult, right? But it is not as difficult as it sounds. So basically, LinkedIn is a large database. And if you want to find, or if you want yourself to be found in that large database, there needs to be something, might be keywords, might be some elements that make you recognize. So it's very important to focus on those elements or your SEO that will highlight you from all other people, from the crowd, that will make you stand out from the crowd. So that is first thing. Second, add a professional photo. As I told you, no selfies, no photos from the beach, no photos from the mountains. It has to be a professional photo. Might be in blazer, might be in black suit, however, but it has to be a professional photo. The third thing, write a dazzling about or summary section. I told you a lot of things about summary, how you can write, how you can include your summary. Make sure that you make it short. I mean, 1 or 1.5 paragraph, but make sure that you include everything. You must know this art of doing it in short time or doing it in a short span or writing it in a short manner, but making it effective. That is important. The next is focus on including the right keywords for your personal brand. Again, this is very important. That makes your profile SEO friendly, including the right keywords. Founder, entrepreneur, writer, including the right keywords. Give a focus on that. And after that, beyond the about summary, experience, and education sections, fully populate every applicable profile section. So again, this is very important. And I've also written a tip there at the bottom, which says more content is equal to more relevant keywords is equal to better personal SEO, that is search engine optimization or visibility. So you have to put out content. I don't mean to say that you have to post daily. I don't mean to say that, but whatever you put out, make sure that that stands out, that posts, reaches people, that posts trains. So that is the first thing. The second thing is use more relevant keywords in order to make it SEO friendly and in order to increase your visibility. If your profile is SEO friendly, it will increase the visibility. So again, that is important. All right, so let's move to next slide. Yes, again, it's stat time. And this stat says 70%, 75% of people who recently changed jobs used LinkedIn to inform their career decision. So this is very important. Whatever happens in a professional world, whatever happens, whether you win a competition, whether you lose it, whether you learn something from new, whether you launch your venture, it has to come on LinkedIn. I mean, it comes on LinkedIn. And this is what this stat says, that 75% of people who changed their jobs, they posted their career decision on LinkedIn. Yes. The next is LinkedIn as a job search engine. So I told you, like, many of the people have this thing of looking, and it's true that if you want a job, go to LinkedIn. So first thing is identify companies for your target list. There, if you want to do anything, if you're planning to do anything, research is the first step. I mean, it's the pre-step of everything, that if you want to plan or if you want to do something. So research and identify the companies that are in your target list. The second thing you have to do is look at LinkedIn company profiles for each company on your target list. Now that you have listed down the companies that you're searching a job for, make sure that you're visiting all the profiles. You'll get some contact details, you'll get to know if there's a vacancy, you'll get to know other things also. So make sure that after listing down the target list, you're visiting each and every company's profile on LinkedIn. The third is connect with employees of the targeted company. Now, when you connect or when you visit that profile of company on LinkedIn, you will also get like who all are working there. There might be your mutual connections or they might not be, but at least you get to know that, okay, these people are working here in this company. So after that, you can, connect with them. That is also one of the most important things you can do. You can connect with them, get in touch with them, ask how company is or other things. The next is employers you don't know may also be ones to invite to connect with you. So that's what I said. Like, you might not be knowing them, but at least you can connect with them. At least you can get in touch with them. You can add to your mailing list, obviously with their permission, of course, with their permission. And the last one is check LinkedIn jobs to see if your target companies are looking for people like you. Now, while you're applying for a job, you have something in mind. Okay, this is what I want, or this is what I want to do. And when when companies set out the job profile or companies set out their job requirement or their vacancies, they also post what are they looking for, what are the types of candidates they're looking for. So just kind of verify whether you are a fit for that particular vacancy or for that particular position, and then apply for that. So these are some of the tips when it comes to using LinkedIn as a job search engine. And again, I have included something here at the end. Leverage all that LinkedIn has to offer, both passively and proactively, to promote the unique value you offer your target employers. So LinkedIn has a lot to give. It's just that you have to recognize what you can take from it and make the most out of it. So that is something about LinkedIn, and this is very true. Like, I myself have experienced that. All right, moving to next, how to build your relationships online. Relationships, I mean the professional relationships, connections with the people in business, connection with the people who are like-minded, who share the same interests, those that of you. So first thing is personalize your connection request. I said that you have to have a lot of connections. I said that you have to connect with a lot of people, but that doesn't mean that you are just sending out requests to anyone and everyone, and you are accepting requests of the people who are sending you the request of anyone and everyone. Make sure that you are building a certain type of audience for yourself. Make that you are building a certain type of people who are like-minded or people who are sharing the same interests, and they are kind of having a set profile. So personalize your connection request. Make sure that you're not sending out too much request. Make sure that you're not receiving too much request. The second thing is follow up. So follow up is again very important thing. For example, when you send a message to anyone, if you send a mail to anyone, might be anyone, might be about any reason. If they haven't replied, make sure that you follow up. Just give them, if you send a mail today, just give them 2-3 days to reply. If not, then send a follow up message. The third is set monthly growth goals. Now, I do this always. Like for the last month, I had this goal of having 200 connection requests. I know that's less, but I am very, keen on choosing what people I want in my connection. So I definitely do that. I set some goals for every month or every week. So I make sure that I get to reach maximum people, send them connection requests, and also more people. And through my post engagement, I also make that more people come to my profile. Fourth thing, again, I was talking about posting. So post often. By often, I don't mean to say that you have to do it every day, but make sure that you're keeping your active account active, because once you lose that track, that it is hard to make sure that people are turning back to your account. So post often, but also maintain the quality of the post. The next one is use images. Again, as I just said, like not everyone reads about everything that you've written. So using the images might include your engagement, post engagement. That is why use images. Visual is something that catches attention. So use images. The next is promote your LinkedIn URL on other social channels. This is very important part. I have included my LinkedIn URL on my resume. I've included it in my email ID. Whenever if someone asks me about sending the introduction or sending the profile, I've included it over there. Make sure that you also do that. So include your LinkedIn profile everywhere, because your LinkedIn profile is a profile which contains everything about you, and it also is professional. It is also something which shows that okay, this is what a person is. These are the qualities of this person. This is what a person has done. So make sure that you promote your LinkedIn URL on other channels also. And moving towards the end, the last second point is how to make a personal brand through LinkedIn. The first one obviously is boost LinkedIn search ranking. This is a very important thing that I told you. Like LinkedIn is a large database. There are a lot of them who are using LinkedIn. But how are you going to make yourself stand out from the crowd? And that is why it's very important to focus on those key elements, to focus on those keywords to include your to improve your search ranking. The next is develop a strategy to connect with people you don't know. So strategy in the sense, if you ask me, my strategy is basically putting up a connection request. If not, there are also a feature which is called as free messages available. So I usually put free messages to them saying that, okay, this is what I'm doing and I would love to connect with you, saying this. So you can do that also. So I drop a connection request to them. I wait a few days. If I don't receive a reply, then I send them free message. So that is my content strategy. You can, figure out your own, or you can use this. The next is use LinkedIn's Find Alumni feature to find alumni. So yeah, basically finding alumni and connecting with them is also a very important thing, and it also helps you to basically connect with the people you don't know, you might not be knowing. So there's a feature which is called as Find Alumni feature, which is available. You can use that. The next is use profile link on other social media channels. I've told you about this. Be active, log in proactively to build your personal brand. So your personal brand is nothing but how you are and what you're putting out to the people over there. So personal branding, stands in between. This is what you are. Here is what personal brand is, and here is what you want to show to the people, or here is what you want to put yourself out to the people. And that is very important. So personal branding is something that you are and you're putting it out to the people out there. So that is why, be active on LinkedIn. I won't say post often. Instead, I would say post um, at frequent intervals of time. Be constant with that. And moving towards the end, yes, so this was from my side. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you would reach out to me. Here I've given my contact details. It's @Chandrali, @empathy for you. These are my accounts on Instagram. If you want to talk to me, if you want to have one-on-one with me, then you can drop a email at hello.empathyforyou@gmail.com. And lastly, I've included something. LinkedIn is not just a place to find a dream job, but a way to be good at the job you already have. Yes, so this is very important, and I'm ending with this quote. Thank you so much for coming here, and thank you so much for being with me. Bye bye.